Hi, Taurus. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for January of 2021. This month's career themes could really be well covered in a mission orders reading where you could get a sense of direction and orientation for the year. You can find a link for that in the YouTube description below. 2021 has an entirely different character from 2020. One reason for this is that Jupiter and Saturn have left Capricorn, yay, and moved into Aquarius, yay. We've talked about this already in your December horoscope and how it affects you. You might want to look that up if you haven't watched it already. You'll find it in the December 2020 horoscopes playlist on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. And you'll see that we've already started building the 2021 news playlist there. So you can get a clue about what's coming in the year. Now, Julia, I think that you've got some stuff to say to the Tauruses of the world about Mars and Mercury and Venus, yeah?
I do. Hey, Taurus. So for the first week of January, Mars is going to still be in your 12th house where it's been for a number of months because it's done a whole retrograde cycle in this house. So that means that you've been working really, really hard, but not feeling like you've been getting the credit that you deserve. Well, on January 6th, Mars is going to move into your first house of self where you're going to be a lot more self-assertive. You're not going to be kind of, you're going to have a good idea of what your rights are and when to kind of stand up for them. So I think that'll be a better feel overall. Now, Mercury, the planet of communication and mentation, begins the month in your 9th house of higher mind. So you probably spend the first week of the month, spending some time thinking about travel plans, maybe focused on legal affairs in your life, or maybe learning something that'll really expand you. But on January 8th, Mercury is going to move into your 10th house of career. So this is a wonderful transit for, spending a lot of time thinking about your career. And if you do anything Mercury related, such as writing, public speaking, teaching, buying, or selling, then it can be a very fruitful period as well. Now Mercury's going to go retrograde at the very tail end of the month on January 30th, but since it's doing its whole retrograde cycle, for the most part in February, Jamie and I will talk about what this will feel like when we come to the next crop of videos. Venus, the planet of art, beauty, and relationships, starts the month in your 8th house. So for the first week of January, you're going to be spending a lot of time just kind of merging more deeply with your partner. This is a very psychological house. It's a very sexual house as well. So there's going to be just a strong urge to merge there. Then on January 8th, Venus is going to move into your 9th house, where you're going to want to kind of go out into the world more with your partner, maybe find a shared adventure, maybe go on a trip with them. And if you're single, then this is a great transit for getting on a crush, having a crush on someone who comes from a very different background than you, or maybe even getting a crush at school.
Yeah, relationship can really seem like an adventure when Venus moves into the 9th house.
Mm.
So we have the beginning of Aquarius season as the sun shifts from Capricorn into Aquarius and joining a whole pile of planets in Aquarius, which is your 10th house of career, of goals, of self-discipline and structure. So a lot of those themes are really coming to the fore and are going to be big for you this whole year as Saturn and Jupiter continue in this house. Saturn will bring you lessons and reality checks in your career, and Jupiter will bring you opportunities for growth and expansion and the confidence to do something about them. So the sun, upon moving into Aquarius, is going to really initialize that theme for you. Now, a little earlier in the month, on January 12th, we have got the first of this month's moons, which is a new moon falling in Capricorn in your 9th house with Pluto. And Pluto's been traveling through this house for some time. This is the house of the higher mind. It's a house of travel, of growth, of expansion. This is the house in which you develop a worldview that can explain the bigger questions in life for you and make you feel like life has meaning and therefore give you resilience, that bounce in your step. And Pluto's been hammering you in this house for more than a decade. And when it hasn't been acute, it's at least been bubbling on the back burner. So I think that this new moon is going to bring up more of Pluto's feeling of rebirth and allow you to sort of release and let go aspects of your belief system that just aren't working for you so that you can move forward into a newborn, fresh belief system that actually can. Now, later in the month, we have the second moon that's happening, and that is a full moon in the sign of Leo, which is your fourth house. It opposes the sun in that pile of Aquarius planets. And this moon is has got a very fiery feel because it involves a grand trine in fire with Juno and Chiron. So it's got a lot of bubbly enthusiasm to it. We're calling this one Be Recognized for Your Generosity. And that's going to happen for you mostly on the home front because this is the house of home and family, domestic life, heritage, and roots. And you know, Taurus, you have a way of liking to be the king or queen of your castle. And this might be a moon under which you can generously give and then also be appreciated for it. And wouldn't that be nice? Now, this winter is a really good time to start new projects. I'm talking big projects that are going to go on for many months, maybe all year. It's the best time of the year, this particular year, to do it. And the reason for that is that there are no outer planets retrograde. Here's Pluto and Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Chiron, and Uranus. They're all together within a third of the wheel, and none of them are retrograde at all. So you can capture that fast moving, good energy in the chart of a business or a large purchase or a project like a construction project by beginning that thing while this condition is happening. It's happening for all of January and all of February. And there is an exception though. So you want to avoid Mercury retrograde, which is happening in the middle of this for about 3 weeks. Starting January 30th, finishing February 20th, Mercury will be retrograde, avoiding that chunk of time, using instead one of the two chunks of time from the beginning of February, January to the end of February that flank it. This is the best time all year to break ground for a new construction project, to make a really big purchase, such as buying a car or a home or a property of some kind. And it's also a really good time to begin a business by receiving that first dollar for a product or a service. And I recommend that you grab this good energy while you can. Well, that's what we have for you today, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please do subscribe and like and share widely. You will find more horoscopes like this one on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology, where you'll also find the news of the month aggregated into playlists. And our website, pandoraastrology.com, has a monthly forecast and horoscopes, and you can get readings and even take classes. And until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.